What up, my gun peeps? It's too many choices. As of recently, the AFT has been going nuts with their rules and regulations. Let's see, first it was the solvent traps, then it was force reset triggers, then most recently the frame rule, and then the next one coming up supposedly is going to be the ruling against braced pistols. Now, I'm not giving you advice or telling you what you should do, but just telling you what I'm going to do. And basically, it shall not comply. As I've said many, many times, their rules and regulations do not apply to me, as I am not under their jurisdiction. So, my braced pistols will be staying braced pistols. But the one thing that I will give them, and barely this, is that my braces have been modified to where they cannot extend past 13.5, and that's not just for them, that's for me, honestly, because if it's a pistol, I kind of feel like the brace shouldn't be able to go too far, and so I have added a limiter which cannot be removed by hand, must be removed by tool, and I mean like it's in there. You could not pull this out, and they will not go past their length of pull requirement. So this AKP will be keeping its brace, as will this homemade Mark 18. As you can see, it will not extend no matter how much I pull it and shake it. So this one also has been modified to where the holes cannot be accessed. Now, with a pistol, you have the choice to go from rifle to pistol and back with no worries about violating any laws. And so, people that were saying you cannot have a buffer tube that will accept a stock on it, and you have to have only a bare pistol tube for it to count as a pistol, I disagree with those guys, because there is no law that says that a rifle or that a pistol cannot have a rifle tube on it. Just can't have a stock. Simple as that, unless it's in a rifle configuration. Now, their list of things that they came out with for braced pistols, the folding brace, the magnified optic, the, as they call it, rifle sights, which are actually just peep sights if you ask me, because there are many pistols that have peep sights, there are many pistols that have magnified optics. That stuff, again, doesn't apply to me. That is going to be the regulations and rules that they're going to use to now determine if a manufacturer wants to come out with a braced pistol and sell it directly to the public. So, I'm not under their jurisdiction. The way that they could catch you up is if you are busted for something, or maybe an officer catches you and you have this on you, and you're in a kind of like banned state, and they decide to push it up and go, hey, what do you guys think this is, AFT? And at that point, if they have nothing on you but the braced pistol, that'd be a good case to fight. Now, if you have drugs or you have something else, you're a gangbanger, that's going to be a good case. I've said this a long time ago when I made my first video about braces. They're going to use that as leverage against you to push it to the federal level, charge you with having an SBR, even if it's a pistol, especially if it has that length of pull that's greater than 13.5, has any of the other features that they're now calling like kind of banned features, I guess, with braces. Then they're going to use that to push it up and give you a sentence of 10 years as a threat. And with that, they can then use it to hopefully get you to plead out so that they don't have to push that case and they just get another win. That's why they have that high conviction rate of whatever it is. Now, I'm going to roll in some shots of the different length of pull on different firearms that I have and see why I kind of think that they picked that number. Because 13.5 on me is practically at my elbow. This thing goes to like 12, and the other one goes to like 13.25, but 13.5 is up past here. Once you start getting past the elbow, it's kind of no longer a brace. So I'm not trying to give them anything, but I mean, they picked an arbitrary number, but it is a number that kind of, I guess, maybe makes sense some way. But having said that, what is the difference between this one and now this one? There is no difference. The firearm is just as deadly, it's just as concealable. There is no change. So when it comes to what I'm going to do, shall not comply. The only compliance they're going to get is me keeping that length of pull down. And I also explained in my other video why I limited the first one before I got the AKP. And it was because when I would grab this thing as it was slung, it would extend all the way out, and it was very annoying. So it's kind of a feature that I like having anyway, because a pistol, in my opinion, shouldn't be way out there anyway. And it was very, very annoying when it would just like, it's on my back, I grab it and it would just drop to the floor basically. Now it just kind of falls to where I'd want it anyway. Now when it comes to how you can shoot a pistol, the AFT has no jurisdiction over how you shoot a pistol. If this thing has the brace on or has the brace off, I still shoot nose to charging handle, which means that I can still see through this optic and it works. If the optic's off, I can still use my peeps that way. And if there's incidental contact, as they claimed before, with the shoulder, it doesn't change a pistol into a rifle. They have no jurisdiction on this. The fact that they are telling people you have the option to comply and get a tax stamp and follow all of these rules here, that is something that is definitely telling you that they don't have this jurisdiction. Because if they had the jurisdiction to come after these braces as they sit, they would not give you the option. They would very simply charge SB Tactical with selling SBRs, or any manufacturer that sold one that was completed with selling SBRs, and they would confiscate those products, just like they're doing with the rare breeds. So, I mean, you got to read between the lines and understand they're going to try to force you to comply on your own, which is not really forcing, but just kind of giving you that option. So, depending on where you live, some people can't even have SBRs in their state. So those guys have the option of just removing the brace, I guess, if they want to stay compliant, or leaving it on there and then letting the chips fall where they may. But in my opinion, with the Bruin decision and all these other decisions that have come down recently, you will have a very good case. So everybody do your best and, do what's best for you and your family. Some people are going to be talking about changing to rifles. They're going to comply and take the $200 free tax stamp, which comes along again with inability to transfer it when you want to. You can't move between state lines with it because it is a registered item. You cannot do any of the things that basically a free person would with their own firearm. So I will not be registering anything. Shall not comply. It's more than just a saying, honestly. So these guns will also be staying up on YouTube. They can see them. They already know who I am, I'm sure. So it is what it is. But you guys do what's best for you. And be careful out there. In my humble opinion, 2A for the win.